All right, happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome to EdTech Mixed Plate. This is episode 24, and we're coming at you live tonight. Thanks for joining us live. And if you're not joining us live and you're watching after the fact, we appreciate you checking out our YouTube videos. Before we get started tonight, just a couple of reminders for everybody out there. Feel free to visit our EdTech Mixed Plate website. The link is there on my lower third. It's bit.ly/EdTechMixedPlate. And we've archived all of our past episodes as well as our show notes. We have a calendar of events, a form for you to fill out if you want to join our mailing list or ask us a question. So check out that when you have some time. And tonight's show notes will be at this bit.ly link, bit.ly/mixedplate24. So all of the EdTech tips, resources, and Edu Rockstars that we'll be sharing tonight are on the show notes. And feel free to add a comment to the show notes if you want to add your own tip or you have a question to ask. And you can also add suggestions as well. We'd appreciate our viewers out there if they would comment on our document to share in the discussion. Okay, so it's just three of us tonight. Our fourth EdTech Mixed Plate co-host, Michelle, she's not joining us tonight. She's taking a night off. But the three of us have some great things to share with you tonight. And we'll get started. I think I'll go up first. And then Rachel has something to share, and then Megan's going to end our episode for us. Okay? By the way, before I get started, did you guys participate in the Q and Learning Revolutions online summit this weekend? No?
No, I wanted to, but I didn't get to it this weekend.
Did you register for it?
No, you know what? Jasmine broke her arm, so we had some craziness going on here at the home front.
That's good. Is she okay?
Yeah, she's good. We got to go into the doctor tomorrow. But did you get a chance to do it? Or you presented, right?
Yeah, actually, I presented yesterday. I presented a session on research in Google Drive, and Linda Lindsay, she did a session today, as well as a couple of other people I know online. It was actually a really great online summit. They utilized Google Hangouts to do the recording. So actually, if you go to the Q Online Summit website, you can actually purchase the Hangout recordings, and you'll have access to watch them because there were Hangouts, so they were recorded and then posted up on YouTube. But it's all locked down unless you're invited to have access. But the $40 registration actually pays for your 1-year Q membership. So you're actually getting a 1-year membership, and you're getting access to all of the keynote and session recordings. So you can still go back and purchase it if you want to and watch those recordings if you care to. There's a lot of really great sessions, a lot of great EdTech tips and resources shared, and it was a really cool experience.
Yeah, that sounds pretty neat. Hey, Mike, will you put that link for everyone in the show notes too, how to get to the how to pay for it and stuff, just in case they want to look at it?
Yeah, definitely. And also for our viewers out there, feel free to use the Q&A app tonight if you're watching live. Ask us questions, share your own opinions and resources. Yeah, so use the Q&A app. And I also have the Showcase app turned on, and links from our show notes are also shared there as well. So for all of our live viewers out there, feel free to use the Showcase app. And you can get to the Showcase app. If you look in the upper right-hand corner, there's the waffle icon, the 9 little boxes. And that button will allow you to switch between the Q&A app as well as the Showcase app. So feel free to use those if you're watching live tonight. Okay, and yeah, I'll get the Q Online Summit link into the show notes for anybody who's interested in purchasing the recordings. It's a great deal, and I mean you're basically just paying for a 1-year membership to Q, which is also a great deal. So it's worth it. Okay, so I'm up first. I'm going to share a Google Doc add-on. It's an add-on that I showcased in my Q Online Summit this weekend. I did a presentation on, it was called Revolutionize the Research Process with Google Drive, and I talked about a lot of different tools and features built into Drive and Docs that students can use during the research process. And this Google Doc add-on that I'm going to share is one add-on that I think is very beneficial for students conducting research or just trying to organize themselves in Google Docs. So let me share my screen and I'll show how this add-on works. Here we go. Okay, so of course it's a great idea to have your students work in Google Drive, working in Google Docs. And within Google Docs, there is a tool. There's a menu tool called Add-ons at the top here. Let me kind of zoom in on my screen here. That look better for you guys?
Yeah, that's bigger.
That's good, thanks.
If you're not familiar with add-ons, they're extra features that you can attach to Google Docs, and one I'm going to showcase tonight is called Text Help Studies. Okay, so you want to
Oh, is that me?
That's okay, Megan. We were just enjoying your child's voice.
Sorry, he's singing.
Okay, so the add-on I'm going to share is called Text Help Study Skills. It's this add-on here, so you'll want to add it. If you don't already have it added, there's a blue button that shows up. You'll have to give it access to your Google account because it needs to access a couple things. And this one it's called the highlighting tools, and it's actually the highlighting tools that are a part of the Read and Write for Google Chrome extension, which is an extension that you purchase, and it gives you some extra features that you can use in your Google Docs. One of those features is the ability to highlight text and then to do something more with that highlighted text, which I'm going to show you here. So once you add that add-on, it'll get added to your list of add-ons here. I have a lot already added. Okay, and I'm going to show the highlighting tool for this document. So in my example document here, let's say I'm conducting some research on Christopher Columbus, and I've gathered some information from a website here in my document. So of course the next step would be to skim and scan through my information that I've gathered here and find specific pieces, keywords, sentences, specific pieces of information. And of course one skill that we teach our students when they're using paper pencil is to highlight, right? To highlight those keywords and information. So that's what this text help highlighting tool does for you. Now when you attach it to your doc for the first time, you get access to 4 highlighting colors as shown here on the right side. So you get yellow, blue, green, and pink. And 3 of those colors are only available for 30 days. So it's kind of like a trial version. And once those 30 days are up, you lose blue, green, and pink, but you can continue to use yellow, which is perfectly fine, I think. Okay, so the first thing you want to do with this add-on is you want to highlight your text. So I can skim through my information here and look for keywords and things. Let's see, maybe starting in 1420, and then I'm going to highlight in yellow. Okay. It's carrying spices, gold, and slaves, something he found. Moving on down. Christopher Columbus was the son of a wool merchant. So talking about his early life. Born in Genoa. So I'm just going to grab a couple of pieces of information here. Let's see, one more thing. Studied mathematics, astronomy, cartography, and navigation. Okay, so this is the easy part, right? I'm highlighting my text in yellow. But the one thing that I really love about this add-on is the ability to collect highlights. So once your students have highlighted what they need, what this add-on does is it will gather up all of the highlighting marks and it'll collect it into a separate document for you, which I think is super helpful when you don't want all that extra stuff. So if I click on Collect Highlights here, I can sort my highlighting by the position in the document or by the color, if I chose to use the 4 different colors. I'm going to stick with their position in the document. And it's going to create a highlights document for me. So what it did is it created a second Google document, and it gathered up all those highlighting marks. So if I click here, it's going to take me to that document. And here I have all of those highlighting marks, which I highlighted in my original document. And it doesn't include all of the stuff that I deem not useful to me in my project. And it also gives you a link back to your original document. So that's how the Text Help Study Skills add-on works. And it's a very useful add-on, I think, for students while conducting research or gathering information. Okay.
Mike, I really like that it does the collection piece. I can
Isn't
see
that
this.
cool?
Yeah, that's really neat. I actually see this as more of even being a reading for reading stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know so much about research because it's almost like, I guess for kids, maybe, you know, they pull something, they copy paste it offline.
Yeah.
But I could even see it as like the teacher sends out a copy of something, you know, through Hapara, through Google Classroom, and the whole class reads it and kind of decides what's the most important pieces in the reading, like determining importance, and then collects that, and then they can kind of go and look, well, how does theirs compare with the partners? Like, what was the most important pieces of the reading? So I see that collection tool is very useful.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Yeah. I really like that. Even teaching a lesson on keywords, so that's neat. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know about that.
Paste the story in there and then highlight those keywords and pull them out.
Yeah, I think that's really neat.
Or even like having kids read a story or some kind of nonfiction piece and then maybe highlighting words that they don't know, and then collecting those words and then having a discussion about those words. Yeah, very, very powerful.
So how do we get the add-on with the students in GAFE accounts then?
It should be active in your Google Apps domain now. So it's when they have that Google document open. Here, I'll jump back into screen share. At the top of every
screen share, you said it costs money or it's free?
No, the add-on is free.
The add-on free.
The add-on is it's part of the Read and Write for Google Chrome extension, and the highlighting tool is a feature in that separate extension, but the company also made it as an add-on to kind of showcase that feature. And so as I mentioned earlier, the four colors that you're able to use are available for 30 days. And then the blue, the green, and the pink become unavailable, and you just have access to the yellow. But I mean, just being able to use the yellow, and you can still collect the highlights after the 30-day trial period. So the collect highlights, I think, is the most powerful part of that add-on, the most useful, and you still get to use it even after you lose the. But I did find that. Just to kind of work around, once you lose the blue, green, and pink, even though you can't click on them over here, if you use the blue, green, and pink and the highlighting colors up here, it will still collect them if you use the collect highlight. So it's a little hack, I guess, a little cheat once you lose those colors.
And what do we do as admin in the GAFE console? We just push it out, or students can go ahead and access it on the add-on?
I don't know if you can push add-ons through the Google Apps admin console. I think students would have to add it themselves. And then, of course, with every add-on that you attach, every add-on requires a certain kind of access to your Google account, whether it's your Drive or your document. So when students add that add-on, they have to give it permission to access their account.
Hey, Mike, the add-ons is kind of new, right? Because
new as of this past March, so it's a couple months.
Couple months old. Okay, I didn't really use this last year. Go back. Oh, you already unscreen shared.
Oh, I'm sorry. No.
I was going to ask you just to see what other add-ons you've put on there, and like if there's any other ones that you as you've gone through them that you really recommend.
Let's see. Oh, the other add-on that I highlighted on my session this weekend is the EasyBib Bibliography Creator. So are you guys familiar with EasyBib?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a separate website, and
Yes.
there's a pro version that allows you to do a lot with your citations and bibliographies. But there's a really easy, there's a really easy to use add-on for EasyBib, where it will automatically generate citations for books, journal articles, and websites. And then once you've collected some citations in the sidebar here, there's a button that allows you to create a bibliography in your document. And so it'll create a title of citations, and then it'll list all of your citations underneath that. So it automatically generates your bibliography for you. That's another really handy add-on.
And then here's a crazy question. How is it that yours looks like wood behind your document? Your back. Yeah, I want to know that one.
I gotta find the link to that. It's an extension called Stylish. It's a Chrome extension called Stylish, which allows you to customize your Chrome. And then you have to go to their website and find a background template like this wood one. And then there's a handful of steps you have to go through that allows you to customize the background of your Google Documents like this. Pretty cool, yeah. Except it doesn't work at school. I think the extension is blocked, so I lose that wood background when I go to school. So just FYI, it may be blocked by the DOE's firewalls and whatnot. But yeah, the same can be said for Google Spreadsheets. There's a lot of really great add-ons like G-Class folders, Doctopus, and all that. And those are now add-ons for Google Spreadsheets. So, yeah. I see Peggy is with us in the Q&A, and she, what did she say? She said, on the Textile website, someone said, pretty useful add-on. I only wish that there were more options. After highlighting something, the only way to unhighlight it is to clear all highlights. I think, yeah, in the add-on, that's an option. You can clear all highlights. The highlighting tool in the add-on is the same as going to the highlighting color button in your toolbar across the top. So I think you can actually unhighlight something individually if you use the highlighting color option at the top of in the toolbar. So that may be a good workaround for that. And then Peggy's commenting about the conference this weekend. She said the $40 price of the conference was more than worth it. Every presentation was fantastic, and there were over 40 presentations. So I mean, you pay $40 and you're paying like less than $1 per keynote presentation, and you're getting a membership to Q. So yeah, it's a great deal. All right, so let's see. I think Rachel's up next. Are you ready, Rachel?
I hope so. I think my family is starting to leak out into this room, but here we go. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and screen share.
Okay.
Entire screen. Okay, so tonight I just wanted to share that, well, Michelle and I started our coding club. So I was just going to share kind of what we're doing with that and a really good resource that I found when I was playing around looking online. We decided to take our coding club. You guys can see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, we decided to go ahead and focus, because we only have them for one semester, and focus on Scratch. And then I was looking online, and I think this was recently released, maybe at the end of last year. It's by some people at Harvard. They wrote it up. I have it in the show notes, and it's just a Scratch curriculum guide. So for any teacher who's out there teaching Scratch, it's pretty amazing. You could look it up. It's creative computing. The following people, Karen, Christian, and Michelle, Graduate School of Education at Harvard, they made it. And what I really like about it is the units, how it's set up. It's so easy for a teacher to implement. And the focus is on the kids actually being the ones that figure it out and being creative. So really think anyone that's looking at coding should look at this resource. So what I was doing is, I mean, we only have them for semester, so we can't follow it dead out. And I really like that this first unit is unit 0, by the way, getting started. But we're trying to adapt it and modify what we can use to just see where we can get. So what I did was I made a Google presentation where I'm just pulling in pieces, and here's where we kind of started with the kids, was just taking a survey to see what they knew about Scratch or programming in general. And we have one kid who's been doing some programming, and if you see here's the results, and had they had any experience with Scratch themselves. And basically the majority of them have just tried it, so that's kind of a good thing. Even the one kid who's doing he's doing HTML, he now wants to teach the whole club, so that's going to be really cool to get him to teach. But basically we just started out by talking about how they are going to be creative, all that good stuff, and then showing them a little bit about the interface and letting them explore what's already been done, having them sign up for accounts, that good stuff, trying it together. And then we've only had 2 club meetings so far, so we moved on to them making a surprise. So after we went over some of the basics, then we were just saying, well, what can you make with it? So with that being said, I also put in the show notes a link to this video by Chris Betcher. And this is the one that I actually used at first on that first meeting to just kind of basically to have a discussion with the kids to get them to say, well, what should we do to get the cat to move, kind of thing. And so the kids kind of guided me to get the cat to move in a square, and then we started looking at, and I basically dead out follow what Chris did here. How would we get the cat to move in a hexagon, or how would we get the cat to move in a triangle? And it's just teaching them to think and using that discussion to build that. So I definitely would check this out if you're new to teaching Scratch as well. But any old hoot, what we had them end up doing was we made a community for them. So here's my kids in here that we're following, and then I could go up to my profile, and sorry, I'm a little new to this, and I got some background noise going. But if I go to my profile, I should see, which I'm already in, I should see our studio. So let's see if I can show you what they've done so far. Let's see. Followers, studios I curate. Okay, so right here. Sorry for the background noise. It's bedtime. You can see that then once I made the studio, all the kids in our class could follow this studio, and then they're going to put their projects in it. So here was just the very first thing that that some of them did with Scratch to see what they could do with it. So I'm going to see if I can press play on this. Press S, it will do the rest for you, she says. So let's see. I think her directions are, oh, I'm so cold. That's better. Now I can eat my cheesy puffs. You're going to what? And it looks like she put a lot of talking for her thing in here. So just kind of neat to see what the kids do and give them the chance to be creative. And everything is in the show notes. But yeah, so we're just giving it a try and seeing what the kids can create. And then I think this year we decided that they need a little bit more guidance because they do pick things up quickly, but I think it's a little complicated sometimes for them to figure out just all on their own. So giving them, I really like that video by Chris Betcher, just giving them a little bit more guidance, and this is what these pieces in Scratch do, and then setting them free. And kind of the goal is to see that we spread it through the school. So I'm looking at really, that's my goal, to push it out to 3rd through 5th grade if I can get a teacher in each grade interested. And really looking at, well, if we can build that capacity at our school, like if the 3rd graders work on animations in a content area or an area of choice, then maybe the 4th graders can look at building stories in it, and the 5th graders can then look at maybe designing games. So yeah, that's kind of where the coding club stands right now, and I just really wanted to share that that curriculum guide because it's pretty amazing, and it has handouts for the kids as well as pictures and lessons and all kinds of resources, so you should check it out.
That's great. Have you guys played around with Scratch Junior at all yet? I know that just came out maybe a month or 2 ago over the summer.
No, but one of our teachers talked about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be geared for the lower grades, I think.
Yeah, I wanted to get that. I actually meant to put that on the iPad this weekend. My son wants Minecraft, though, he said, and I was like, oh, you're a little young. He's only 6. I said, okay, well, we'll see. And he
Yeah,
said,
have them
you need
scratch.
to teach me Minecraft. And I said, okay, well, I said, I also want you to try out Scratch Junior for Mommy. So I'm going to have to give it a try and see how easy he takes to that.
Cool. Shane's in the Q&A. He said Scratch was one of the programs that they used at the Punahou Lab School this summer, along with Minecraft EDU. And he says it was definitely a great way to teach about coding. So Scratch is definitely becoming more and more popular. So thanks for joining us, Shane. All right. So what other plans do you guys have for your coding club, Rachel?
Like I said, it's only a semester long, so mainly it's, oh, wait just a second, sorry.
Okay.
Well, that's what you get to look forward to.
Yeah. I'll be joining you guys.
Hiding in little corners of the house now.
Yeah. The baby in the lap.
That's me.
It's bedtime.
Yes.
All right, Megan, you want to go ahead and continue with your sharing?
Sure, okay. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Pull it up. Okay, are you guys able to see?
Yep, you can see the
Yeah.
Hangout.
You can see the hangout. Okay. So what I want to share is actually right here. A lot of us know about TED, right?
Yeah.
TED Talks. Did you guys know that you can sign up for an account?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so you can sign up for an account. But what I really like and what got to me was that you can, with this new website that they have, it will show how many views it has for that one video or one of the TED Talks that they've got. You can see that right there. But if you sign up for an account, you can see how many views came from yourself. So
Oh.
I shared it. I shared it on Google Plus and some other thing, and I guess only 2 views came from me. But I thought that's pretty, that's pretty neat to see how you're influencing your sharing from that. But so that's one thing that I really like about this new TED account that you can sign up for. And it also allows you to, I guess, dig deeper into the conversation. So just to get an example, discussions here, right here, and you can find more, I guess, information here. So I thought that's kind of neat. You can also bookmark it for a later time, save it, favor your. It's a different change, and I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, it looks like you can download the TED Talk
Yeah,
as well.
you can download.
Great.
So, watch it later and rate it yourself. There seems to be like an interactive transcript that you can view here as well.
Oh. So it must be like scrolling text of what the speaker is saying, and then you can follow along with that?
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. Subtitles, 3 languages.
Yep. 3
That's
languages.
cool. Sign up for an account.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that was one of the things that I want. That's all that I wanted to share. And I really like their mission statement, ideas worth spreading.
Yeah.
So TED Talks, another account to add to all your million accounts.
But well worth it, it seems.
But yes, well worth it.
Cool.
Anyway, that was all that I had to share today.
Okay.
And,
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Just let's see. We had a conversation going between Shane and Peggy in the Q&A. Shane's sharing some of his Scratch resources.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's great. And Shane, if you're able to, can you add those resources as comments in our show notes? And the link is here on my lower third. It's bit.ly/mixplate24. Yeah, so if you wouldn't mind adding those to our show notes, we'd really appreciate it. Get some extra resources in there for Scratch. He's got a let's see, put in here. He's talking about one of the projects he did this summer was to have the kids create a working clock in Scratch. That sounds pretty complicated. It's a pretty cool project idea. And he posted a Scratch resource, something about inform for students. So there's a link there. So if you could add that to the show notes, that'd be cool. And then he posted another resource, coding resources, the big list of apps for coding and game design. That's really cool. From code.org. Yeah, lots of resources on that website. Definitely. Cool.
The big list of apps for coding.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Jane.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Well, Rachel was talking. I put in our show notes at the bottom a link to the online summit featuring Google and Education by Q and Learning Revolution. So, if you guys want to visit that link, you can purchase for $40 all of the recordings as well as a 1-year membership to Q. So, even if you weren't able to attend this weekend, you could still gain access to all of those great keynotes and presentations from the Saturday and Sunday. I presented, Lindsay presented, Casey Bell, who's got a lot to share about Google and Education, she presented, so lots of great resources there. And then at the top of our show notes document, I wanted to highlight a couple of upcoming events occurring in Hawaii. One is the EdChat Hawaii, which is tomorrow night. It's the first Monday of every month, but the first Monday of September was a holiday, so we moved it to this coming Monday. And the topic is going to be what is blended learning. So I believe Rachel and Michelle and maybe Megan are going to be moderating that discussion tomorrow since they have a lot of experience with blended learning at their school. And so if you guys want to learn more about what that is, if you know a lot about what that is and you have something to offer to the conversation, we welcome you to join our EdChat High tomorrow night on Twitter. And it's from 6 to 7 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So it's for Hawaii educators, but we, of course, appreciate anybody from outside of Hawaii to participate in our conversation. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then we just opened up registration for EdCamp Honolulu in November. It's Saturday, November 8th. We just opened up registration last week, and I think we are only down to, let me double check. Drum roll, please. 13 tickets remaining out of, I think, 150 seats. Be a little less than that. So just in under a week, we almost sold out. So if you're in Hawaii, or if you come into Hawaii and you want to participate in a great EdCamp experience, you can register for that, grab a ticket, and there's only 13 left. And it's following Schools of the Future conference. It's going to be a full week of ed-related events. And EdCamp's going to be a great way to end the week, to continue conversations from the Schools of the Future conference, and to bring up anything else you want to discuss involving education and technology. So just wanted to highlight those two events. And if you guys can join us tomorrow night for EdChat, that'd be great. And anything else to add, Megan? I think Rachel dropped out.
I think so, yeah. I think she dropped out.
But I think that'll do it for EdTech Mixplate tonight. Thank you to our live viewers. We appreciate you chiming in on the Q&A. And see everybody next time.
And thanks for the resources.
Yeah, thanks for the resources, Shane. Appreciate it. All right, you guys have a good night.
Good night.